All right, welcome back to the Inventions and Gadgets channel, and it's time for Tech Talk here on My Cool Inventions. Glad to have you along today. John Creemans and the Doctor in today. We've had some very cool things and unique innovations that we've been talking about. But our good friend Nile Nickel is joining us, our resident tech expert, and he's got something for those of you that need a hug.
Don't you need a hug?
I don't know.
You're not a huggy person.
Look, do I look like or am I just a curmudgeon? Do I need to have a hug every single day?
Yeah, I think you're a curmudgeon.
Well, it depends on who it is.
Well, maybe.
Zach comes running after me, wants to give me a hug. I'm running as fast as I possibly can.
And as
my wife,
should.
I might go, oh, that's a nice thing,
Well, I've still got a young daughter, and for that matter, a young son at home. So the fact that I travel as much as I do, being able to stay connected is a big deal.
Okay, so you found something called the Parihug, or Parihug?
Parihug.
The Parihug that, well, no matter where you are, you can have something to huggable.
You could have something to hug. And, you think about it. We're in a super mobile world now. You travel a lot.
Yeah.
Every time I get on a flight anymore, it's at least one kid, if not more, that's traveling across the country to see the other parent or something like that because families have split apart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is that what these kids are looking at?
That's what these
kids
are doing.
That doesn't look like a teddy bear.
It does. But
what is it?
Here's the thing about this wonderful little
a teddy bear
called Parihug.
But it's a Parihug.
Or Pari for short.
But is that an anteater? Is that a...
What
is he?
I'm not going to go to what he was.
A dog?
It
looks like he's a combination of all kinds of animals rolled into one big soft teddy bear.
Maybe that makes him more, acceptable.
Oh, okay.
Not just a teddy bear. He's a Pari bear.
Look, they're having a blast with him.
They are. But here's the thing about it.
Okay.
If I happen to travel across the country,
all right,
I leave this with my daughter at home.
Okay.
And now we get on FaceTime all the time, and she's ready for bed, and so it's like tuck her into bed, give her a hug goodnight.
Yeah.
She could hold the teddy bear, which she still does.
Okay.
And I give my little bear a hug that I've carried with me, and it then vibrates on the other side on her end, and she feels that.
Whoa, wait a minute, hold it. You carry this through security at the airport?
It's security.
Aren't you like a little bit old for a teddy bear to be carried on an airplane?
Hey, don't judge. Just don't judge.
Okay, so wait
it's a man and his bear. Okay?
Oh, yeah. There we go. So tell me about. So how does it actually? How does it actually work? Do I have to have another two of these little Parihugs, or can I have like an app on my phone?
You do have two of these.
Okay.
So and there is an app, but what you're doing is you're carrying the one with you because you not only could give the hug, but you could feel the hug from the other person.
Seriously?
Now here's the other thing.
How does it do that?
It does a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi connection.
Okay.
And so, you've got Bluetooth on your phone.
Yeah.
No big deal. You could do that from anywhere. But your child probably doesn't have a phone. But they've got some sort of internet-connected device, like an iPad or an Android pad or whatever.
Sure.
So they do the Wi-Fi connection to it. And I give it a hug, and the next thing you know, the child feels that hug. Now, here's the neat thing about it, too.
Okay.
If two of you hug the bear at the same time, it actually picks up your heartbeat and the heartbeat on the other side, and you feel the heartbeat from the other person on the other side.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
So it's really an attempt to allow people that are apart for whatever reason to get a little bit more connectivity.
I look at like when I leave and I go on a business trip. Kelly always just squeezes my pillow.
Well, now she can put the bear in there and you can feel it.
So that's wow. That's actually kind of interesting. So actually you can feel like a heartbeat. That's even who developed it? Who created this?
Neat founder story actually,
okay.
And there's a lot of neat things.
I'm in for neat founder stories today. We're talking about inventors and stuff.
Well, there you go.
Innovation.
Xylyn Foxland.
Okay.
She was the president of her high school robotics team.
Okay. I love robotics teams.
Went off to school. She's studying mechanical engineering and all of this,
yeah.
and happens to develop this bear. It's
okay.
won all sorts of awards at CES, at South by Southwest, at all sorts of things. And next thing you know, it's on currently, right now, a KickStarter program where people could go in and fund it.
Wow.
You get 2 of these bears for about $110 on the KickStarter program.
Wow. Okay.
And they've got some other, spiffs and benefits and all of that.
Okay.
Like when the bear travels, well, the bear has a passport, so you could keep a history of where the bear went. Now you're smirking at that.
Yeah, but what if you go
think
somewhere?
about that.
What if you go somewhere where they confiscate it? They gonna take the passport too?
What are you gonna
This
go to
passport's not true. It's not
North
right.
Korea for the bear?
Well, yeah, Kim Jong Un. So we give him one so that we can like beat one up here in America, and then you can feel it on his Parihug.
He might need a hug or two. That might be his problem.
It's got to be something. This is unusual, though, man. We are talking about a connected world, and we're looking at all these other things that are connected. So why wouldn't a toy or some kind of comfort be for people that are travelers that seem to be never home?
Yeah, and it just is to give you another level of connection. So it's all you're trying to do.
So I could give one of these to ACOS. He could go overseas. He could be like a QVC UK, and I could give it a big hug, and he'd know that I was giving him a hug.
Somehow you worry me. Just saying.
Well, no. I mean, if this is going to be one of those interactive kind of things,
I'm scooting over a bit.
No. Well, yeah, you're the one that actually travels with it. Don't give me that crap. But this is this is very unique. Is this like one of the first that we're starting to see of this kind of? Of this kind of interactivity?
It is. And, one of the things that in fact, I was hoping to talk to the inventor and founder.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I expect them to do next, and I'd be surprised if they don't, is you've got all this connectivity already in this stuffed animal, if you will.
Okay.
So what happens if you now put a voice capability in the animal?
Oh.
So you could talk to the animal, you could feel the hug and all of that. It makes
so you could
it
actually
a little
record
bit
on the
more
app, and it would actually like send your message onto the animal on the other side of the world.
It's like a FaceTime connection. You're real-time connected. So you're real-time connected. You could talk real-time. The child could carry on a conversation with you.
That's cool. So how does this operate? With batteries or something?
With batteries, non-lithium ion. So
Okay.
Guess what? It's airport friendly.
There you go. No wonder you carry it in your carry-on. Okay.
Yeah. You get it dirty and all of that. Throw it in the washing machine. No big deal. It's nice and clean all the time. But as I mentioned, there's also a social side to this beyond the connectivity.
Let's talk about that.
What the inventor decided to do was she's currently in a graduate program in computer science,
All right.
with a minor in art. Now I'm not sure how that works, but she's very focused on art and culture. Okay. So she said, we've got to sew these things together. They have to be stitched. She went to the community for underdeveloped, socially challenged people and said, what happens if we take this to that community and help them learn a skill, a sewing skill, an art skill, or whatever, and put these together. So that's the way they're coming together, at least through the KickStarter program, and her intent is to carry it beyond the KickStarter program that way.
Yeah, I was looking that she's also trying to do something with social impact too, right?
Yeah, well, that's the impact. I mean, can you imagine being able to change a community? Going into a community that is economically or socially disadvantaged, they don't have the skills, teaching them a skill, and then not only teaching them a skill, but then giving them a job that they could use that skill in.
So how do they do that with Parihug then?
Well, you're
creating them.
You've got to put the bear together. You've got to stitch it. You've got to stuff it. You've got to do that. It's not what you would call a high-tech appliance because all the electronics literally inserted in the bear.
Yeah.
So,
but it just showed them. Didn't they just put the Parihug in a washing machine there a moment ago?
It unzips. You pull the electronics out.
Okay.
You throw it in there to keep it clean because, if you've ever been around a kid that carries their bear around everywhere. The bear gets its own aroma after a bit of time.
Yes, I'm very sure of that. But this is kind of a wild. I never thought about something like this. I mean, when my kids grew up, I just called on the phone.
Exactly.
I guess in today's world, where everybody has a cell phone or somebody has a tablet, or you're looking at all these connected devices. I mean, why wouldn't you go this route then? It just seems like the next progression in not having to be with your parent or your kid anymore.
Well, or
was that a social statement? Probably.
Or when you can't be.
Oh, I guess.
Trying to make sure you could maintain that connection rather than becoming fragmented and disconnected.
Yeah, you won't feed them. It won't take care of them. Change their diaper.
Give it a bit.
I want that now. You invent something like that.
And
if I had, when I was younger, that would have been perfect.
I always said you need to put them in a barrel until they're about 16. Take them out. So there you go.
Wow. There you go. You just hope social services didn't hear that last comment. I'm disavowing that of anything that Nile just said. So the only way we're going to be able to get this now is we have to go to
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter,
It's due out. Even on the Kickstarter program, it won't start to ship until December of this year.
So it's Parihug, Parihug.
Parihug on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Sort of a neat thing, and like I said, go take a look at it there. There's a lot of things that we didn't talk about. We can't talk about.
Yeah, but look at how much fun they're having.
They are, and the thing that I like about it is look at that smile.
Yeah.
And that's really what you're after. I know that just being able to talk to my little girl when she's when I'm away and she's home, and that just that special moment means so much. And then being able to extend it by sharing a hug, where she actually gets some sort of feeling out of it.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
I'm amazed with the whole the whole connectivity thing. And by all means, we'll keep you updated on this. Parihug, Parihug. Nile, how can they watch you and get a hold of you?
Best way is right on Facebook, Top Technology Tips.
All right.
They could get all my stories that I share there, or they could go to toptechnologytips.com, but Facebook's the place.
So there we'll actually find out all the stories of you taking Parihug with you on the plane. Traveling.
Maybe.
Come on, dude. I want pictures of you going through TSA.
I travel to Vegas a lot, so you know what? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We won't talk about it.
There you go. And that's it for Tech Talk. Thanks for being with us here on the Inventions and Gadgets channel. Back with more right after this. Stay with us.